for B.Ed. Preparation. Unit 1. Concept of Psychology. Group A. Multiple choice question. MCQ. 1. Which of the following is the scientific statement of psychology? A. The sciences of soul. B. The science of psychology. C. The science of behavior. D. The science of consciousness.
Correct answer. C. The science of behavior.
2. Psychology is regarded as the science of behavior because the body of knowledge given by psychology A. Can be verified and proved. B. Can be applied in other situation. C. Is collected by studying group behavior. D. Is collected by studying observable behavior.
Correct answer. D. Is collected by studying observable behavior.
3. The etymological meaning of psychology is best given by A. The study of behavior. B. The study of soul. C. The study of consciousness. D. The study of mind.
Correct answer. B. The study of soul.
4. Which of the following is the appropriate vision of psychology? A. Psychology is the science of soul. B. Psychology is the science of mind. C. Psychology is the science of consciousness. D. Psychology is the science of behavior. Correct answer. D. Psychology is the science of behavior. 5. Which of the following best describe educational psychology? A. A theoretical branch of psychology. B. An applied branch of psychology. C. An experimental branch of psychology. D. A clinical branch of psychology.
Correct answer. B. An applied branch of psychology.
6. Which of the following is the scope of educational psychology? A. Identification of learner. B. The science of mind. C. The science of human behavior. D. The science of consciousness.
Correct answer. C. The science of human behavior.
7. Psychology is the science of the activities of the individual in relation to the environment is the statement of A. B.F. Skinner. B. John Dewey. C. John B. Watson. D. Woodworth.
Correct answer. D. Woodworth.
8. Educational psychology covers the entire ranges of behavior and personality as related to education is the definition of A. Woodworth. B. Crow and Crow. C. Elise Crow. D. B.F. Skinner.
Correct answer. A. Woodworth.
9. Home environment is a vital factor in molding the personality of children is the creed of A. Democritus. B. Aristotle. C. Plato. D. Socrates.
Correct answer. A. Democritus.
10. First psychology lost its soul, then it lost mind, then it lost its consciousness, it has still behavior of sort, is the decision of A. Watson. B. Skinner. C. Woodworth. D. Plato.
Correct answer. C. Woodworth.
11. The relation between education and psychology depends on A. Subject matter. B. Testing and experiment. C. Code of conduct. D. Prescription.
Correct answer. B. Testing and experiment.
12. The nature of educational psychology is A. As a pure science. B. As an exact science. C. As an applied science. D. As a historical science.
Correct answer. C. As an applied science.
13. The basic nature of education psychology is A. Reality. B. Actuality. C. Morality. D. Functionality.
Correct answer. D. Functionality.
14. Which of the following is a scientific definition of psychology? A. The science of soul. B. The science of mind. C. The science of behavior. D. The science of consciousness.
Correct answer. C. The science of behavior.
15. Which of the following questions is the nature of the educated? Education psychology. A. What is the nature of the development take place? B. How does his growth and development of social organization? C. Which is the characteristics of the educated? D. What are the external and internal factors of learning? Objective of educational.
Correct answer. D. What are the external and internal factors of learning?
16. Which of the following is not an objective of educational psychology? A. To provide teachers with basic skills related to teaching. B. To help teachers understand the scientific knowledge. C. To help teachers solve problems of teaching learning. D. To guided teachers describes the parental attitude relation of psychology.
Correct answer. D. To guided teachers describes the parental attitude relation of psychology.
17. Which of the following are taken into consideration in education? A. The cultural aspects of children are taken into consideration in formulation the curriculum. B. The national goal of the curriculum. C. The needs of the societies are taken into consideration in formulation the curriculum. D. The development stage of children are taken into consideration in formulating the curriculum.
Correct answer. D. The development stage of children are taken into consideration in formulating the curriculum.
18. What does the etymological meaning of psychology signify? A. Science of soul. B. Science of mind. C. Science of construction. D. Science of behavior.
Correct answer. A. Science of soul.
19. What was the first meaning of psychology? A. Science of soul. B. Science of consciousness. C. Science of mind. D. Science of behaviors.
Correct answer. A. Science of soul.
20. What is the modern concept of psychology? A. Science of soul. B. Science of consciousness. C. Science of mind. D. Science of behaviors.
Correct answer. D. Science of behaviors.
21. Who has defined the psychology as the science of behaviors? A. Plato. B. Lewin. C. William James. D. J.B. Watson.
Correct answer. D. J.B. Watson.
22. Who started first psychology lost its soul, then it lost mind and lost of consciousness, it has still behavior of short. A. J.B. Watson. B. B.F. Skinner. C. Woodworth. D. William Wundt.
Correct answer. C. Woodworth.
23. Modern age of educational psychology was started since the last decade of A. 17th century. B. 18th century. C. 19th century. D. 20th century.
Correct answer. C. 19th century.
24. Which of the following is the scope of education psychology? A. Science of soul. B. Science of mind. C. Science of consciousness. D. Identification of learners.
Correct answer. D. Identification of learners.
25. Which of the following is not a scope of educational psychology? A. Identification of learner. B. Determination of teaching. C. Evaluation of learning outcomes. D. Evaluation of behavior.
Correct answer. D. Evaluation of behavior.
26. Which of the following question is not directly related to educational psychology? A. What is the nature of educated? B. How does his growth and development take place? C. Which is the characteristic of social organization? D. What are the internal and external factors of learning?
Correct answer. C. Which is the characteristic of social organization?
27. To provide the appropriate guidance and counseling service to the learners and guardians is related to A. Objective of educational psychology. B. Importance of educational psychology. C. Scope of educational psychology. D. Features of educational psychology.
Correct answer. A. Objective of educational psychology.
28. Which theory discarded the meaning if psychology as the science of consciousness? A. Titchener. B. Kant. C. Freud. D. Democritus.
Correct answer. C. Freud.
29. Which of the following questions depicts psychology as a positive science? A. What is there? B. What to be done? C. What should be? D. How it should be.
Correct answer. A. What is there?
30. Educational psychology deals with the study of A. Psychological process from the standpoint of psychology. B. Educational process from the standpoint of psychology. C. Impression, imagination perception of human being. D. Instructional analysis of philosophical problems. Correct answer. B. Educational process from the standpoint of psychology. 31. What is the oldest meaning of psychology? A. Science of soul. B. Science of mind. C. Science of behavior. D. Science of activity. Correct answer A. Science of soul.
Correct answer. A. Science of soul.
32. What does education psychology mean? A. Applied branch of sociology. B. The critical branch of psychology. C. Applied branch of psychology. D. Applied branch of philosophy.
Correct answer. C. Applied branch of psychology.
33. Which of the following definitions of psychology is scientific? A. Study of soul. B. Study of consciousness. C. Study of behavior. D. Study of mind.
Correct answer. C. Study of behavior.
34. Who has defined the psychology is the positive science of behavior? A. Crow and Crow. B. J. B. Watson. C. Skinner. D. Gagne.
Correct answer. B. J. B. Watson.
5. Which of the following is contribution of psychology to the practice of education? A. Construction of curriculum. B. Understanding individual difference. C. Understanding development characteristics. D. Solving disciplinary problem.
Correct answer. D. Solving disciplinary problem.
36. Which of the following statement signifies educational psychology as a science? A. It is based on empirical findings. B. It is rules differ person to person. C. It deals with unique persons. D. Human behaviors are inconsistent.
Correct answer. D. Solving disciplinary problem.
37. Psychology as an art believes on A. It is search of truth about behavior. B. It relies of experimentation. C. It is the search of useful rules. D. It explores generalizations.
Correct answer. C. It is the search of useful rules.
38. Which branch of educational psychology studies about the general characteristics of learners? A. Learning psychology. B. Psychometric theory. C. Chemical psychology. D. Developmental psychology.
Correct answer. D. Developmental psychology.
39. Which of the followings is the scientific statement of psychology? A. The sciences of soul. B. The science of psychology. C. The science of behavior. D. The science of conscious.
Correct answer. C. The science of behavior.
40. What is the main function of development psychology? A. It studies the theories of education in psychology. B. It studies change occurring from birth to death of a person. C. It studies the counseling process for an individual. D. It studies what type of education for an individual needs.
Correct answer. B. It studies change occurring from birth to death of a person.
41. Psychology is regarded as the science of behavior because the body of knowledge given by psychology. A. Can be verified and proved. B. Can be applied in other station. C. Is collected by studying group behavior. D. Is collected by studying observable behavior.
Correct answer. A. Can be verified and proved.
42. Which of the following is not an objective of educational psychology? A. To provide teachers with basic skills related to teaching. B. To help teachers understand the scientific knowledge. C. To help teachers understand the parental attitude. D. To guided teachers solve problems of teaching learning.
Correct answer. C. To help teachers understand the parental attitude.
43. At first stage of its evolution, the psychology was defined as the A. Study of soul. B. Study of mind. C. Study of behavior. D. Study of consciousness.
Correct answer. A. Study of soul.
44. Education psychology is a branch of psychology which deals mainly the A. Educational problems. B. Educational process. C. Educational products and process. D. Educational problems, process and product.
Correct answer. D. Educational problems, process and product.
45. Which definition of psychology discarded because of confusion about its existence? A. Science of soul. B. Science of mind. C. Science of consciousness. D. Science of behavior.
Correct answer. A. Science of soul.
46. Which of the following is not included to the scope of educational psychology? A. Teaching. B. Curriculum. C. Learning. D. Evaluation.
Correct answer. B. Curriculum.
47. Which theory discarded the meaning of psychology as the science of consciousness? A. Titchener. B. Kant. C. Freud. D. Democritus.
Correct answer. A. Titchener.
48. What is educational psychology defined as? A. Logistical psychology. B. General psychology. C. Applied psychology. D. Abnormal psychology.
Correct answer. C. Applied psychology.
49. Which definition of psychology was discovered on the basis of similar to the field of medical science? A. Science of soul. B. Science of mind. C. Science of consciousness. D. Science of behavior.
Correct answer. A. Science of soul.
50. Which branch of educational characteristics of student? Psychology studies about the A. Clinical psychology. B. Developmental psychology. C. Experimental psychology. D. Field psychology.
Correct answer. A. Clinical psychology.
51. As a positive science, psychology attempts to answer the question A. What must be? B. What is there? C. What is the role of a teacher? D. What the students should do.
Correct answer. B. What is there?
52. Psychology is the study of soul. Who were the emphasizes of this meaning of psychology? A. Kant and Locke. B. Democritus and Aristotle. C. Michener and Hobbes. D. Wundt and William James.
Correct answer. B. Democritus and Aristotle.